Hey y'all, this is Marley K. Hope y'all are well. Got another story for you. It's interesting and timely with all the things that are going on in the world as this world tries to conform to this new world order. Um, I find it interesting that France is under siege apparently, and they've declared martial law after 3 nights of violence because a young Moroccan um, teenager was killed, and I think by the police. So, yeah, over by the police. So, this is going to be, if you pay attention to this stuff, tinfoil hat on here. This is the blueprint. This is going to be the blueprint for the dominant society throughout the West to bring about chaos. So, we can expect something tragic or several things tragic to happen here in our communities done by them folks so that they can do the same thing, because you got to have the chaos in order to bring order. And so I see this as just sadly, this poor child probably was a sacrificial lamb, but it's going to be a lot of sacrificial lambs. None of us know if we're going to be sacrificed by the beast system in order to get their agenda accomplished or agendas accomplished. So let's get into this story. And then, by the end, I hope you are getting into your spirit what the playbook is, because this is a playbook. Make no bones about it. It's a playbook. Okay, so this is from Paris in Reuters. It says France said on Friday the coming hours would be decisive after 3 nights of riots since a police officer shot dead a teenager at a traffic stop in a working class suburb of Paris. The violence has plunged President Emmanuel Macron into the gravest crisis of his leadership since the Yellow Vest protest that started in 2018. Now, they ain't been telling y'all, them folks been rioting for a hot minute about all kinds of stuff. Um, about retirement age increasing to draw pension and stuff like that. So, um, these are stories that the mainstream media are not talking about, but this is not the only thing that's going on over there. Unrest has flared up nationwide, including in cities such as Marseille, Lyon, Toulouse, Strasbourg, and Lille, as well as Paris, where Nahel M., a 17-year-old of Algerian and Moroccan descent, was shot Tuesday in the Nanterre suburb. His death, caught on video, has ignited long-standing complaints among poor, racially mixed urban communities of police violence and racism. Now, don't that sound familiar? Don't it? Non-white people be crying out and nobody care till you get ready to tear the club up. They don't care. They don't respond. You can treat me nice, talk to me nicely. I don't like that. Oh, just you're just too sensitive. You're too sensitive. Then you start tearing things down, setting stuff on fire. That's all they respect. It's violence. You can't tell them you're hurting me in a nice tone, because they will not receive it, period. And they definitely will not change. The only thing they respond to is violence. That's their language they speak, and I'm sticking to it. The next hours will be decisive, and I know I can count on our flawless efforts, Interior Minister Gerald Darmanin wrote to firefighters and police officers seeking to quell unrest that has been breaking out after nightfall. He asked local authorities to halt bus and tram traffic from 9 p.m. across the whole of France. Lockdown. Get it? Lockdown. The government has said all options would be considered to stop the unrest. Lockdown. That's the takeaway. They need to do something to incite the people to become chaotic and unruly so that they can say, okay, go in the house. Y'all know how to behave. And while y'all in the house, they're going to be doing all kinds of stuff, getting ready for the next phase of the agenda because it's supposed to start probably in September. With some 40,000 police officers deployed and more than 200 of them were injured and 875 people arrested overnight into Friday, authorities said buildings and vehicles were torched and stores looted. While so far the worst of the violence has been confirmed by city suburbs, any sign it is spreading into the centers of France's biggest cities would be a significant escalation. Already, looters have ransacked shops, including an Apple store in the eastern city of Strasbourg on Friday, a local official said. A source told Reuters that several casino supermarkets have been looted. In the Chalet Les Halles or Halles shopping mall in central Paris, a Nike shoe store was broken into and several people were arrested after store windows were smashed along the adjacent Rue de Rivoli shopping street, police said. Events including 2 nights of concerts by a French singer at the Stade de France on the outskirts of Paris have been canceled. Tour de France organizers say they are ready to adapt to any situation when the race enters the country on Monday after starting in the Spanish city of Bilbao. In the southern city of Marseille, France's second-largest, authorities banned demonstrations set for Friday and encouraged restaurants to close outdoor areas early. They said public transport would stop at 7 p.m. So that's basically like the Rona bans. So you see how the government gets to tell you what to do with your business. You need to stay home. You need to close your business. You can't be out by 7. Transportation's going to stop running. It's a lockdown. Macron left the European Union summit in Brussels early to attend a second cabinet crisis meeting in 2 days. He has asked social media to remove the most sensitive footage of rioting and to disclose identities of users fomenting violence. So y'all see that. The government is telling the tech companies what to do when people post actual things that are going on the ground and to snitch on people who are exercising free speech. That's where we're going. Mohammed Jacobi, who watched Nahel grow up as a child, the rage was fueled by a sense of injustice in the banlieues after incidents of police violence against minority ethnic communities, many from former French colonies. Sounds familiar, don't it? Birds of a feather fly together. We are fed up. We are French too. We are against violence. We are not scum, he said. Macron denies there is systemic racism inside law enforcement agencies. Oh, like we believe that. So, anywho, I'm not going to read the rest of this. I just want to share with you. I will read this to you. It says racism and problems with the police and minorities is an important topic going on, and it's important to address it. American tourist Enzo Santo Domingo said in Paris, some Western governments warn citizens to be cautious. In Geneva, the United Nations Rights Office emphasized the importance of peaceful assembly and urged French authorities to ensure that the use of force by police was non-discriminatory. So you can use force as long as you beat everybody's ass. Just don't beat black people or the brown people. Excuse. Oh Lord, you can't even make this stuff up. I ain't never seen nothing so. Ooh, it's just crazy to even read that and then to process what they are saying. Y'all know we live in a wicked world when that is what people who have created these organizations, all of them look the same. It doesn't matter if it's a Western government, if it's G7, if it's the United Nations, if it's who. All the same people run all the stuff. Council of Foreign Relations. It's no different. They all run everything. So, they just, you get caught up in the name, the Human Rights Foundation. You get caught up in names. These people don't do nothing to protect us. They don't like us. It's just a front. So it's just interesting that they would say that. Ensure that use of force by police was non-discriminatory. Use force as long as you don't discriminate. Beat people as long as you beat everybody. Like, who says that? Who says that publicly? I ain't never heard of such. But it just goes to show you that these people are barbaric. These organizations are going to be barbaric towards us. So this is just the prelude. Take notes, get ready, and stay out of these streets because they waiting on the opportunity to do something to us. If they're going to do something to you, let them drag you out your house. But don't be in these streets protesting nothing because that is what they want us to do. That's where they want us to be. Easy pickings. This is a moment for the country to seriously address the deep issues of racism and racial discrimination in law enforcement, spokesperson Ravina Shamdasani said. The policeman who prosecutors say acknowledged firing a lethal shot at the teenager is in preventive custody under formal investigation for voluntary homicide, equivalent to being charged under Anglo-Saxon jurisdictions. I'm finna get off of these internets for the day. Charged under Anglo-Saxon jurisdictions. What is that? What is it? And why we don't have none of them here? Even if we have them, they ain't gonna do nothing. But it's just a name. Anglo-Saxon jurisdictions. Mm, mm, mm. I done heard it all. All right, y'all. I'm about to get off of these internets where I be done said some stuff I don't have no business saying. Um, get ready, y'all, because this same thing is coming. It's a political season. It's election season. They got to distract people, and so we should just be prepared. Keep your loved ones safe. Talk to your loved ones, especially young men, about hanging out in the street. Um, being out, getting high, doing all the things that draw attention to you negatively to make these folks even, cross your path so that they can provoke you or so that they can, have the opportunity to do what it is that they want to do because we know what they want to do. We know they don't like us. They don't like us. They don't like nobody who ain't white. They don't even like themselves really, but they're always looking for an opportunity to take us out. Um, they understand the power of melanin and they hate it. Anybody that got some is on the target list. So let us, Yasharel, be mindful of how we move. And understand that everybody that got on a uniform ain't there to help you. I said what I said. All right, y'all. Please like this video, share it, and subscribe to the channel. Leave please hit that bell notification so that you can get all the new videos when I upload new stories that are of interest to our people. Consider following me on social media. I am on Instagram and Facebook. Admittedly, I do not post to those platforms regularly. This is my primary means of communication now because I just try to bring stories to you that are of interest to keep us abreast of what's going on. We need to keep watching, so I'm doing my job as a watchman on the wall to let my people know what's coming. Those with ears to hear, please hear and share. Consider praying a little harder, prepping a little more, and seeking repentance from the Most High because we got our work cut out for us trying to navigate the fall of the Western society. It is not going to get no better. It's going to get worse. And even now, in this late hour, if we do have 3 or 7 allies, we are no match for the wicked people who are planning all these different agendas, planning these opportunities to do harm to us. And we can't fight for justice when in an unjust world. Our savior and our fighter is going to have to come and take care of this for us. But we can do what we can within our control, which is to navigate being around them folks, stay out of their faces, stay out of their houses, try to stay out of their businesses. Whatever you don't have to do, don't do. Try not to have any contact with police, and just navigate. Talk to your family members, especially the young men. Please talk to the young men. This is no time. This is not business as usual. This is not the time to play around in the street and act like it's any other summer. This is a different time. We are at war, and we should be doing spiritual warfare. We need to talk to our loved ones about what's happening in this world spiritually and get on one page. Let us cry out to the Most High so that He can come and deliver us from Babylon because we are in dire straits, y'all. And ain't much we can do. All right, this is Marley K, and I'm out.